Okay, welcome to episode 8 of Jobbercast. What are you laughing at? Don't laugh.
Alright, you fucked up the intro, but go ahead.
Don't laugh. Don't look at me.
I wasn't even looking at you.
Don't look at me. Anyway, why are you looking at me?
Alright, let's start the show.
We're gonna get off to a quick start here with Clash of Champions. First off, what were your impressions on Clash of Champions? Like, what did you think?
I thought it was solid for the first Raw pay-per-view since the brand split.
It's been better than all the Raws.
That's definitely true. There were just a couple matches that I didn't really... at least one that I know of that I didn't really agree with the outcome of it. But we'll get to that here in a minute. Actually, no, there were two.
Started off with tag champ, the tag match, New Day versus Gallows and Anderson. Why did they drop the club? Like, why are they not called the club? They were called the club before they teamed up with AJ Styles.
I don't honestly know.
Are we just dropping the fact that they were supposed to be a badass faction?
Well, since they got beaten 6 minutes and 45 seconds, yeah. That's what I'm seeing from it. How did you like the heel finish from the New Day?
I liked it because it kind of showed like they're really desperate to like A, break Demolition's record, and B, keep these titles.
Also, it kind of showed WWE still may want the club to look strong. Maybe. Because Gallows got pinned off of getting hit in the head with a trombone.
Who are these guys? We got these guys from Japan? They don't look Japanese.
But see, Nappa, Vince knows at least one of them. And his old gimmick was Festus.
Vince McMahon remembers that Luke Gallows was Festus? Do you think he remembers that same man was also the fake Kane?
He was also... Did he just go by Luke Gallows and Straight Edge Society?
Yeah, he was just Luke Gallows.
Okay. I didn't know.
Like, do you think Vince McMahon honestly remembers Luke Gallows? It wouldn't surprise me if say the New Day break up and, like, Xavier Woods is just off TV for, like, a month. Do you think Vince McMahon will remember who Xavier Woods is?
Hey, Truth. It's been a while since I've seen you.
But yeah, like, the Francesca thing was that's a really good ending where you just, like, all of a sudden, like, Xavier's...
I'm sorry, what did you say its name was?
Francesca 2.
Thank you.
Whatever happened to Francesca 1?
Jericho broke it whenever they were heels.
I must not have been watching then. I wasn't watching during the very beginning of New Day.
Yeah, Jericho broke it. That's whenever they came back and Xavier had the whole, like, you know, the blowjob jokes with... Yeah, it wasn't a PG thing.
The New Day are the greatest thing ever. They'll be the greatest thing even after they break up because Xavier Woods is too good not to be the greatest thing ever.
So then the next thing was the WWE Cruiserweight Championship match with the Brian Kendrick and Little Mac.
Kendrick is the man with the plan.
TJ Perkins looks like Little Mac.
He is Little Mac.
Okay, how did you like Perkins' entrance?
It's fantastic.
I love it. There were people on the subreddit that did not like it.
I know a lot of people think the dab is stupid. I love the dab.
It's blatantly obvious who Perkins is targeted towards.
Me?
Not you. I guess you fall into this category, but little kids. Because he has the bright colors, the video game music, dabs, you know, his shoes.
I just think dabs are funny.
I hope he, because once it goes out of style, I hope he keeps it. And it just becomes his thing.
I remember laughing for the rest of the night when he was going for that submission, the abdominal stretch, and he dabbed before he bent back.
Yeah. You actually missed that.
I missed that. You brought it up to me, but I saw the GIF later on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is all I needed for the night was the dab.
My phone has gone off 3 times since we started.
Do you want me to break it?
It's just ESPN.
Do you want me to break it?
AJ Green had 10 catches for 173 yards and a touchdown.
For all you AJ Green fantasy owners.
Like you.
Like me. I only play daily fantasy football, though.
People hate you.
That's all I play. Because even though, I'll win a lot in just the seasonally fantasy football, even though I don't touch the team.
Yeah. I feel like
it's more fun to do the weekly.
I feel like if we had a group of people who were constantly active, it would be a lot more fun. If it was me, you, Cole, and then 5 of the people that we actually knew that were active, I feel like we'd have a lot of fun.
Well, we tried that. There were the 3 of us, and then
randoms.
And then randoms.
And it wasn't.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I didn't I win?
I think you got second at least.
Because I remember drafting, doing my lineup to the first half.
This is very quickly becoming a sports podcast.
And then not touching it again. Somebody calling you?
Hello? Yeah.
Riley's on the phone right now.
I don't think so.
We're gonna continue. Yeah, the cruiserweight match was actually, it was really good.
No, do you really not know where your wallet is?
It was really, really good spots, which you would expect from the guys that weigh less than 200 pounds. Oh, it's his little brother. I saw the name. What a douche.
I hung up. He apparently lost his wallet, doesn't know where it's at.
This is the most off-the-rails podcast we've ever done. And I like that.
Tech scored.
What?
You're on ESPN? They have a...
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They started covering WWE.
Yeah.
So I love this. We can look at the scores and do the podcast at the
Yeah.
same time. But we're dating the day that we record this really bad.
Oh, the Cincinnati, it went final. I didn't know it went final. But well, the best thing was obviously, Perkins went over with the knee bar. But the best thing was what happened after. They did the handshake, hug, Kendrick goes to walk away, hits Perkins with a headbutt.
But it was we kind of all knew it was going to happen.
I mean, yeah, Kendrick's a really good heel.
So he's the first official heel in the cruiserweight division, right?
Yeah.
Who do you think are going to be the others?
Rich Swann.
Really?
I think so.
You don't think they'll...
Because here's the thing. Cedric's not going to go heel. It has to be one of those two.
Why?
They're very similar styles. That's what I'm saying. Is that
Are you saying all of their styles are similar?
Either team them up. You either team them up.
Why would you team them up?
Because they're black. And the other one goes heel.
I was just trying to get you to say that the entire time.
I'll purposely fall into that trap. I'll hear people making innuendos. Tyler's he's talking about his penis. I'll just drop that stuff. This was great. What happened the next match?
They can't see. You just say this.
I know, but I'm telling you that this was great.
Why does Sheamus look like a created wrestler there?
It does look rendered. This looks like...
That looks straight out of WWE 2K.
I mean, that'd be really, really good looking for 2K, in the background. But we're talking about the Cesaro-Sheamus match 7.
Which, great match. I did not like the finish.
I think I like the finish.
You like that finish?
I like finishes where it's these guys just kill each other to the point where they just can't fight anymore.
But it ended in a tie because it was a double count out. Or did the ref call the match off, or was it the same thing?
The ref called the match off.
I think they were both over the barricade anyway.
But the ref was outside the ring with them, so it's the ref usually doesn't count if he's outside too.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the poor security guard that took a foot to the face and nobody paid attention to him?
Okay, let's talk about the selling of that security guard. He got his head grazed by Sheamus' boot.
He sold like a champ.
And he went to the ground.
He sold like a champ, man.
So security and the refs are both made of glass. Neither really you want to be made of glass.
I mean, the refs can be made of glass, but your security should definitely not be made of glass. Now I know if next time we go to Raw, if I want to storm the ring, and I gotta get past that security guard, all I gotta do is just give him a nice little shove and he's done. With
your luck, Brock Lesnar is going to be working security and just going to throw you into the ring post.
I mean, security at that one SmackDown Live where Brock just walked in wasn't very good, so...
I remember one of the security guards looked like it's one of the black refs from UFC, but he's in the games.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
He looked
the one that also kind of looks like Larry Fitzgerald?
Yes, he looked exactly like him. Is that this ref from... Whatever. Anyway, so it was tied at 3. This match ends in a draw because the match was called off. Which I will tell you, you were right. It was not for a Universal title match, apparently, but we'll get to that on Raw.
What I say, that's why they don't specify.
Do you feel like they didn't know how they were going to end this?
I know, I knew they probably knew how they were going to end it. They did, going into this, they didn't know what title they were eventually going to make them fight for.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't specify. It was could send one of them to SmackDown, they'll get an IC title shot. We can team them up, give them a tag team title shot, and get a US title shot. If, for some reason, Somebody gets hurt, we can put him in the U.S. or in the Universal title spot.
Can I, before we get, I mean, we'll get to Raw eventually, but what I thought was going to happen is I thought they were just going to get a triple threat match for the title, and we were going to get another multi-man match.
I thought we were going to get, I thought we might get, if they weren't going to team them up, I thought we might get a match 8.
I think the fans would have booed.
I wouldn't have after that.
No, match 7 was great, but the other ones before that weren't.
No, all the ones before that were good.
Not all of them. You didn't even see match 4.
I mean, you can't judge that match because
I can.
Did you see it?
No. I'm still gonna judge it. I don't like heel Sheamus. Okay, I'm just gonna say that.
I think she was good. She was a good heel. She was a great heel. You hate him?
Yes.
Good heel. There you go.
But I also hate Reigns.
Why do you hate Reigns?
I just wanted to say that.
Reigns is a good heel.
I did hate Reigns. Okay, this match was one of the ones I disagreed with the finish.
Chris Jericho over Sami Zayn?
Yes, because where does Zayn go from here?
NXT.
I mean, granted, he has a win just a few months ago over the current Universal Champion.
In the best match of the year.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know where Zayn goes from here. Like, obviously he can't lose to Jericho and then say, like, I want a match with the Universal.
He can go to U.S. title scene, face... Oh, Roman versus Zayn would be good.
Roman would have to turn heel. Or Zayn would have to turn heel.
Either one of those would be good.
Has Zayn ever played heel in his entire life?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I don't know if he'd be good at it.
He might. You don't know that. You know shit. People...
He's too happy. He'd be like turning Apollo Crews heel.
I mean, I'd be down.
I want Apollo Crews as like a Bo Dallas like heel where he's like delusional.
The delusional. Like, Bo Dallas was like his own kind of Bray Wyatt when you really think about it. He was like a pseudo cult leader.
Yeah. But anyway.
He touched my bum.
Anyway, back to this match. If anyone has not seen that video, you sounded really weird.
That's
right
the
there.
best thing in the world.
But anyway, Chris Jericho defeated Sami Zayn by pinfall in 15 minutes. Which it was a good match. I just honestly figured Zayn would win.
It was a Raw match.
Just 15 minutes long.
It was a Raw match.
I mean, Raw matches don't normally go that long.
Reigns and Rusev went 30.
That was the main event.
No, it wasn't. On Raw? It was the opening segment.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you were talking about that one a few weeks ago where they were defending Lana's honor. Where Rusev was trying to defend his wife's honor and lost.
Put that beef away.
But, yeah, pretty much all we had to say about that match.
This triple threat was amazing. The women's triple threat?
Yeah, but were you happy with who ate the pin?
Sure.
Or wait, did she tap her?
I believe Bayley ate the pin off of off the boot.
By pinfall.
I was mad that she beat her off the boot.
Like it couldn't even be the natural selection.
Like she couldn't hit with the natural. Couldn't have pinned her off that beautiful moonsault.
Okay, on the moonsault, why did she like get up to cover one of the? Why didn't she just like stay down and cover both of them?
Wrestling, like I think there's only one person in the world who has a better moonsault than Charlotte, and that's Kurt Angle.
No, I can't.
Kurt Angle has a beautiful moonsault.
Apollo Crews does a really good standing moonsault.
I want to see. Apollo Crews needs to do one off the top rope because those are the real moonsaults.
If he does one off the top rope, it's going to be like a double moonsault.
He should do a backwards 450 splash.
They will never.
Oh, that would be insane.
Yeah, but they're never going to.
That's one of those moves that only happens once because the Dirty will never let it happen again.
They made Evan Bourne do it like whenever he told them that he wanted to use the 450 splash. They made him do it like so many times before. Or no, not 450. The shooting star. Yeah.
That was just because Brock Lesnar almost killed himself.
But the difference is Lesnar is like 275 of pure muscle.
Lesnar almost pulled it off. That's the thing.
But he shouldn't even be attempting that.
But had Kurt Angle literally been like maybe a foot closer to the corner, Brock probably would have hit it. He probably would have had enough air time to get the spin. He just had to go too far.
Who won that match?
I think Brock. We won off that. That was supposed to be one he won off of. But it botched, but he got the cover anyway. I'm pretty sure
he did like a flying headbutt nearly.
Pretty much. He basically did a flying headbutt, but it hurt himself.
All right, well, let's get back to this match because we cannot stay on track.
There were there were a bunch of things I liked in this match. I liked the triple drop kick. Do you remember that? All three of them went for a drop kick at the same time.
There was that, and then
the moonsault.
Did Sasha have a point in this match where she nearly killed herself?
I don't think so. I think one of the ones you're thinking of is when she had Charlotte and Bayley double stacked on the turnbuckles, and she was going for that move where she jumps off the top rope and stomps.
Yeah.
I mean, that looked like it wouldn't hurt Bayley at all because she was on the bottom.
Oh, we didn't talk about that in the Cesaro-Sheamus match where Cesaro tried to kill himself.
Oh yeah.
With that's what I'm thinking of.
The suicide dive.
I knew someone attempted that, but he landed on his shoulder and neck.
Sheamus did a very good job of catching him, by the way. Had Sheamus not tried to sell it, Cesaro probably would not be walking.
I want to see someone with a quick enough reaction time that on a botched suicide dive they just pile drive him. Which it's banned, but
or hit him with a DDT
and just try to save them.
Yeah, Sheamus saved Cesaro a lot there.
Probably because he made it to where a huge force of it was on his shoulder, rather than his neck or head.
Which a lot of the suicide dive depends on the person taking the suicide dive, not the person diving.
Yeah, but there's still a few people that they need to put a weight limit on it. If you're not a cruiserweight, you can't do it.
Or you just need to say, "Don't do it."
I feel like the cruiserweights can do it.
Dean Ambrose, don't do it. Cesaro, don't do it. Big E!
You're
the first person I'm looking at, brother. Do not go through those ropes.
Why did you say brother?
Let me tell you something, Mean Gene. When I do that suicide dive, I go through the ropes, crack my skull open.
I want to see Hulk Hogan do a suicide dive.
I go from being 6'6" to 5'6".
Okay, then. But... yeah, Bayley got beat off a double boot.
No, it was just a big boot.
Well, it was a big boot. She bounced off the ropes and then got another big boot and then got covered.
I don't understand that. That's not if you want to make that Charlotte's finisher, do it. But if
but the natural selection looks so much better.
It does. Or the moonsault.
I feel like the moonsault could be a really good setup to the natural selection.
She does the best moonsault on the roster. Out of everybody on the roster. But mind you,
have you ever seen John Cena do a moonsault?
I want to see it. I would pay good money to watch John Cena do a moonsault. If Kurt Angle can do it, I think John Cena can do it.
I want to see AJ Styles do it.
AJ Styles can totally do it. If he could do a 450 splash, I think he could do a moonsault. I want
to see Kane do it. I just want to see everybody try it.
Vader. Vader used to do a moonsault.
That's terrifying.
It was amazing. What are you looking at?
Football game.
Tech just scored again. You could have looked up here and saw that on a delay, but,
Well, I heard the announcers get loud.
And then this was... the next match was kind of the finish I didn't quite understand, but I'm fine with.
Where Roman told Rusev to put that beef away?
Yeah. He was like, man, put that title away. Put that title around my waist.
I don't really like... So this is a very, very minor complaint.
I don't like that picture. Look at Reigns' face. That should be the new H face right there.
But anyway, this is a very minor complaint. I did not like the color on Roman Reigns' vest this pay-per-view.
What, the
copper?
Bronze? Yeah.
Yeah.
He should be the tag champs.
He had the red, the blue, the yellow, the green, I think.
He should have worn the blue or the red. He should have had an American-themed logo.
That's when you get something where you come out like Titus dressed as Uncle Sam and lose.
That was great. I don't mind Reigns winning the U.S. title. I didn't like him beating Rusev.
Who would you have had beat Rusev?
Nobody. Nobody should beat Rusev.
Take the fish.
Rusev is a freaking monster, and I love it.
Did he get pinned off one spear? Or was it two? I
believe it was one.
He kicked out of some big spot early in the mat. Or not early in the match.
I think it was Superman Punch. Or, no, it was a sit-down powerbomb.
Yeah, that's right.
Where Roman does, which is probably one of my favorite moves in his moveset, where he rolls through, makes it look like he's going to do a schoolboy. Mm-hmm. The ref almost got a 3 count on that, by the way, when he rolled through, because he took way too long, Rusev's a big guy, but he took a little bit too long to lift him.
Did he do the Razor's Edge powerbomb in this match? Because
he might have.
That is going to be the first thing I do whenever I get WWE 2K17.
Give him the Razor's Edge.
That's going to be the Razor's Edge into the powerbomb. That's going to be the new finishing move. I'll make the spear his signature or something.
It's I can't think of anybody on this roster that would have beat Rusev other than somebody who's in the main event. Like, maybe, like, John Cena could beat him again.
Cena's on SmackDown, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, bring Cena over just to beat Rusev and then give up the title.
I mean, if Rusev is going to lose to anybody, it might as well be a 3-time WWE champion.
It might as well be Roman Reigns.
I mean, he's 3-time WWE champion. He was a member of the Shield tag team
Rusev
champion.
sells that spear so well, by the way. He jumps into it, which is what you should always do if you really want to make Reigns look dominant. Jump into that spear. Because it makes it look 10 times as devastating. Like, you remember at SummerSlam, he did that too when he sold that second spear, the one at the bottom of the ramp. He, like, jumped into it, and it looked devastating. Like, it looked like he killed him.
I think it was Big Show who used to do that, too.
Yeah. Well, people used to do that. I think The Rock used to do that to Goldberg. Like, when they were doing their feud up to Backlash, The Rock would jump into Goldberg's spears.
Goldberg.
Which, also, Goldberg didn't use the spear as a finisher.
He used the...
He used the jackhammer.
Which, isn't that, like...
It's a really cool-looking suplex. Like, he'd have him up in the suplex position, hold him up there for a second. Like, you know how, like, Ryback would put people on his shoulder then march? Mm-hmm. Goldberg basically did the same thing. He would have them up in the suplex position and kind of walk around.
So Ryback was essentially Goldberg.
He was Goldberg. And then he would, like, swing them down and, like, fall down on top of them.
I still remember Big E, like, after his debut, he was like, what were the chants he was getting? He was like, at least be original, like Solberg or something.
Yeah, it was like, there was Ryback, and there was one other one.
That was the one he didn't like.
There was one other one, because there was that one, Solberg, and then there was one other one. He liked Solberg better, but there were two other ones.
Yeah, but I don't remember what it was.
The one that always made me laugh was Ryback. I was like, that's so stupid. Like, I like Reigns as U.S. champ. This is a good place for him.
Right now.
I think give him a year.
With
not as U.S. champ, but like
give him 3 years as United States champ.
Give him
and the fans will come around.
What did Rusev say he was going? He was going to be U.S. champ for 7 years.
Yeah, or something like that.
Give Reigns a 7-year U.S. title run.
That'll get him over.
He's already over with me. Oh, now we're already at the main event?
Yeah, there wasn't many matches. It was only like a 3-hour pay-per-view.
I mean, I think the SmackDown pay-per-view had more matches than this, and it only ran like an hour and a half.
I think it ran 2, didn't it?
It ran like 2 hours. But this was a 25-minute match.
Before we get into this match, can we talk about how for some reason I thought there was a big Cass
we both did.
Enzo and Cass versus Shining Stars
I thought
match?
Enzo and Cass were facing the Shining Stars.
Like,
they never announced it, but I just assumed.
Because they kept fighting each other on Raw.
Yeah.
So, the rivalry ended because one of the Shining Stars took a big boot from Cass in the middle of a brawl. So, I figured that meant that they had a match.
That should be the ending of every storyline. Just like Cass is just like, you know what? I'm done. How you doing? And then puts his foot in your face.
I mean, that would put you down.
Or that Empire Elbow.
I know I've mentioned it before, but one of my favorite KO moments is they're in a tag match and he's like yelling, "Don't let him tag the big one in."
But then in Raw, he's like, "I want the big one." How much stuff changes over like a year?
That wasn't even a year. That was like 3 months.
Was that only? I thought that for some reason I thought that was in NXT.
No, it was in I think it was a 6-man tag or something. And they were saying like, don't let him tag the big one because he hits
NXT
hard.
was a Blake and Murphy thing where they were like both of them were walking at Enzo and Enzo tagged in Cass and they both ran back to the other corner.
But now we can get into the main event for the WWE Universal Championship. KO against Seth Rollins, which went 25 minutes.
Seth freaking Rollins.
Did you like this match?
I loved this match.
When the crowd popped and you knew someone was coming out, did you expect it to cut away to Jericho?
Kind of, because the crowd pop wasn't huge. It was just like, hey, there's someone walking down the ramp. Had it been Hunter, first off, there probably would have been music. I guarantee if Triple H was coming down the ramp, there probably would have been music.
Can we also talk about that there was no freaking Triple H at this pay-per-view?
Except on the WWE.com exclusive.
Where he was like backstage and like met his wife and she's like, "Oh, I think it went great," or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it was a good pay-per-view. And like Rollins tried to turn that into like she like wanted Owens to win.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that was actually a legit good pay-per-view. So like she could have just been saying, "Oh, it went good."
That gutbuster though.
That Rollins got injured on. KO's a dangerous worker.
Rollins is still a dangerous worker because he even injures himself.
I saw that on Reddit. It was like Rollins is such a dangerous worker.
He hurts himself even. But first off, gutbusters are ugly, anyway. But doing one off the middle rope.
That one looked vicious.
That's ugly.
It did not look pretty, but it looked effective. Honestly,
gutbusters I don't like. They don't look good,
and they're dangerous. Ban them.
They're not really even dangerous.
Ban them.
I think that's probably the only person that's ever been hurt from a gutbuster. To be honest.
Delete.
Because he didn't even land on his gut.
Delete it.
Or what was the other one? The little Karibo tweet that I sent you?
Erase. But anyway, Jericho comes down, and I cannot remember how this match. I know Owens wins.
Yeah, it was he didn't even, I don't think he went off a pop-up powerbomb. I think he just went off a powerbomb.
Yeah. It still looked vicious, though.
Oh, yeah, powerbombs in general just look vicious. Like, the only way a powerbomb can't look vicious if it's done by, like, a cruiserweight. Like...
Even then, if it's a cruiserweight to a cruiserweight, it can.
I like playing the old games where, like, the weight of people doesn't matter. So, like... And you could put, like... You could, like, in I think it's in SmackDown 2 on the PlayStation. You can put China in a match against a man. And I think I powerbombed somebody with China. Like I'm talking like this is like the Big Show. I powerbombed the Big Show with China.
You ever change Rey Mysterio's finisher to a powerbomb?
Yes.
And then do that? One of my friends does that all the time.
But that's even better in like Here Comes the Pain. Because Rey Mysterio can't lift anybody.
So like you just lose your finisher?
Yeah. He just like he does the thing where he's like struggling to lift and then like walks back like he hurt his back.
And then you get hit with a KO punch and you're done.
I mean, Big Show probably would have hit you with a KO punch in 03. He would have choke slammed you.
When did he start using the WMD?
I think that started in like 2010.
Really?
I don't know like why that changed.
And why was that not Henry's thing?
I can go into a whole thing why Mark Henry probably should have been like a 10-time world champ.
Because he's booked as or billed as like the world's strongest man?
Yeah. Like if he's that strong, why does he lose? Why does he keep losing? I mean, I can understand losing to Super Cena. Cena's the legit world's strongest man. But there's no reason Mark Henry should lose to, like, Christian. Or even Ezekiel Jackson, who is built as a monster.
I see the one to Jackson that makes sense. But as someone like Christian, I could kind of see because you could argue that Speed won that.
But Christian would have been 35.
Henry would have been 39 or something.
So they're similar in age?
But they're both old.
Christian's old. Christian's and has had like 5 concussions. He's probably not going that fast. He might get whiplash.
But anyway, what did you think of the pay-per-view?
I thought it was good. I mean, it wasn't as good as Backlash.
No.
Honestly, SmackDown's just putting together the better product in general.
With less of a roster.
With less, not like just like less people and less
like star power.
Less quality and less quantity.
And less star power.
That's what I just said.
Oh, well, anyway. They've got, like, you know, the face that runs the place in AJ Styles. And the other guy. That,
Miz?
They got Miz. And then they got, you can't see him.
And you got the hype bro.
I will leave right now.
I just like the fan theory that Mojo Rawley is just like...
It's not a fan theory, that's your theory.
No, I see that in other places too.
Oh, I thought you came up with that.
I got that from going in Raw, first off. And that just took off as a thing on its own. And now anytime, like on Twitter, if you mention Mojo Rawley, people will be like, Who? You mean Zack Ryder? We're talking about Zack Ryder?
But anyway, let's go ahead and
let's go
jump.
To Raw.
All right, I was just about to say that.
Let's go to Raw. Can I mention, I just don't like watching Raw anymore.
I really don't either. It's too long.
I don't want to watch 3 hours anymore.
That's why I record it and then I watch it either later that night or the next day. I'm about to like
renew my Hulu because Raw's only an hour and a half on Hulu.
Yeah, and also where the fuck is Braun Strowman?
He disappeared.
And Nia Jax, or I guess she was at. We didn't talk about the pre-show match, but
did it matter?
No, Alicia Fox won.
Can we go ahead and skip to this? The fact that it was Bayley's turn to beat up a middle schooler this week.
Why did she have a jobber match?
Because they don't know what else to do with Bayley right now.
Anyway, to start off Raw, it started out and then Roman's music hit and just chorus of boos. Because...
I think it's just like, you know how like it's cool to hate Nickelback? Even though there's like still people who like secretly like Nickelback?
Yeah.
Or like it's really cool to hate Linkin Park?
Yeah.
It's like really cool to hate Roman Reigns.
See, I think the thing to do right now, and I know this is...
Kind of like how it was cool to hate Cena, even though people still don't like Cena, which I don't understand anymore.
But I know it's kind of like oversaid, but if they want to get Roman over as a face, they need to turn him heel, let him have a good heel run, and then turn him back face. At this point, he's just going to get booed no matter what.
I think he just needs to shut up.
He has shut up for like the past few weeks.
And I like him better.
But he's still getting booed out of the freaking building.
But he's getting more cheers. Have you noticed that? He's like slowly, week by week, getting more and more and more.
So by WrestleMania 35, he should be getting cheers?
By WrestleMania 35, he will no longer get X-Pac heat. He will get The Rock heat. Where they're like,
yeah, I guess. Like The Rock after he came back from filming movies.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah,
You're cool.
I'm talking like original Rock returning like 2000-ish.
No, I'm talking about like coming back like WrestleMania 33 where they're like, I know you.
Oh, that.
You're the... Yeah.
And then he buried Eric Rowan.
And then he buried Eric Rowan. He buried pretty much buried the whole Wyatt family.
No, Cena helped him do that. Cena was a part of that.
Why is this in Pages?
Why are you in Pages?
I didn't check this before I used this. But yeah, that match ended in no contest. Because I kind of like these ending in no contest because they're just beating the shit out of each other.
And it sets for them up for a rematch at Hell in a Cell?
At Hell in a Cell. Well, that match...
There's going to be like 3 matches that are in Hell in a Cell.
Well, it depends. Is Triple H finally going to show the fuck up?
Well, if Triple H shows up, I think that'll be Hell in a Cell. I honestly think with the way they might be looking at Charlotte and Becky, it could be Hell in a Cell or Steel Cage.
I don't think... Because they won't even put those girls in a freaking cage.
But, like, okay, Dana keeps getting involved and, like...
Put them in a steel cage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, put them in either Hell in a Cell or Steel Cage.
I want to see a women's ladder match.
Sasha might actually kill herself in Hell in a Cell, though. I think you said that last week.
We need women's tables match, women's ladders match, women's cage match, women's Hell in a Cell. We need to get more women on the roster so we can have a women's Royal Rumble.
See, I guess they've been talking about a women's Money in the Bank match.
That'd be good. It can be cross-promotional. Put all the women in there, except for the champion.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one briefcase. Whoever gets it, and you can choose. You can either jump ship.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
You can jump ship, try to fight that champion.
Yeah.
Or you can stay on your brand.
That's something I was gonna bring up this week. Is like once they bring back Money in the Bank, could they do the thing where they can cash in on either? Like they could go to SmackDown and cash in on the WWE title, or stay on Raw and cash in.
And is the Rumble going to work the same way? The same way
where they
it used
could
to?
choose.
Where they could choose. Because that set up Batista's whole career.
Speaking of right now, who is your favorite one to win the Rumble? Mine is Finn.
It depends. I'm going to... Let's just say... Because that's an easy answer. Let's just say Finn's a no-go for the Rumble. Say he's not available until... say, like, whatever the pay-per-view is. It's not Roadblock, by the way. Roadblock is, I think, a SmackDown pay-per-view in December.
Oh, okay.
They moved it. I don't know what... Let's just say Fastlane, because that's what it's been for the last, 3 or 4 years. Say Finn's not able to come back until around Fastlane-ish.
Yeah.
Who then?
How many times has Cena won it?
Twice? 3 times? 2 or 3 times?
I think it's twice. He comes back, wins it his 3rd time to tie Stone Cold, and then at Mania wins the title and ties Ric Flair.
That's nice.
Or,
They can have Roman win it again.
No.
Triple H can win for a 2nd year in a row.
Shelton.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It wouldn't happen.
It wouldn't happen, but that'd be cool.
They're not going to pull the trigger.
I bet you that's when he's gonna debut.
Punk.
What if like CM Punk decided he didn't want to use Cult of Personality anymore, and he just decided just to use some random song, and everybody's like, "Who the fuck? Oh my god!"
Number 30, just this music is like, "Who is this?" And all of a sudden, Punk walks out.
Fucking Conor McGregor.
No, he just uses Sheamus's music.
Sheamus's old music. But no, I think, honestly, I just kind of had this thought by looking at this. What if it's Rusev?
It could be. I mean, he's been... I feel like he was in the final 2 a couple years... Wasn't he the last guy Roman eliminated?
Maybe.
Yeah, because everyone was chanting Rusev, Rusev. And then he got tossed over.
Or, like, there's nobody else really... Like, it's either going to be Finn, like you said, assuming he can go. Cena. And, like, the dark horse would be, like, Rusev.
But obviously, we still got 7 more months to see how they're booking everybody.
Exactly.
Gallows.
What? Honestly, I could see like Carl Anderson, just like breaking apart, and like just going on his own. Like maybe not being like a WWE champion, but like winning like the IC title.
Yeah. It's gonna be a big cast.
Don't do that to me. It's gonna be Bailey.
It's gonna be Jericho. Has he won it yet?
No. Chris Benoit. David Benoit. His son that people want WWE to sign, but they're definitely not ever going to sign.
Definitely not.
Because the fans will know. The fans always know.
But anyway, on to the second match, the tag team title match, The New Day versus Gallows and Anderson.
No, you missed something.
What?
Foley.
Oh, yeah, I completely forgot about that.
Foley saying, since, like, if he was afraid that if he put Cesaro and Sheamus to fight each other again, that he would lose one of them. Which is a very valid complaint, seeing after what happened at Clash of Champions.
I'm going to be honest, at the end of that match, I honestly thought it was either going to end up, they'll have a match 8, but I thought they'd definitely have a match 8, or do the triple threat thing, but I thought match 8 would be in Hell in a Cell.
Now here's the thing.
Every match is in Hell in a Cell at Hell in a Cell.
Do you think that they take the tag titles off of the New Day?
Not until they break Demolition's record. See, the thing is, Demolition is suing WWE, or at least half of Demolition, due to concussion. I think the other half is already dead.
Yeah, the other one's
But
dead.
anyway, the one remaining member is suing the WWE due to concussion things, and like they didn't, watch out for their old wrestlers and stuff. So I think they're gonna have the New Day break the Demolition's record and then drop the belts.
WWE is so petty.
It's like the thing with AJ Lee, how like AJ Lee kind of.
The WWE is so petty.
How like AJ Lee ticked off the WWE and then they immediately had like Nikki Bella break
WWE's
Lee's record.
Super petty about stuff like that.
Bruno Sammartino better never piss off the WWE.
Well, I mean,
here it did, but
I mean,
at this point, a 7-year title reign would never have worked for anybody.
I mean, Moolah can't piss them off. She's been dead for a while. It's hard to piss off Vince McMahon when you're already dead. Well,
I'm surprised.
no, I shouldn't say that. Chris Benoit did a pretty good job pissing off Vince McMahon from beyond the grave. Tag team title match. New Day versus Gallows and Anderson again.
No, you're not just gonna blow past what you just fucking
Dude,
said.
Kofi bled.
You were not. No, hold on. No,
Kofi,
back to what you just
Kofi
said.
bled.
Yeah, I think he legit got cut on the stairs.
Yeah, man, that was a gusher.
He was bleeding a lot. Like, he went back in the ring. I didn't notice he was bleeding until he went for the cover. And then it was like, Jesus Christ.
I saw it before. I saw it on the mats on the outside, and I saw it on the canvas. I was like, somebody's bleeding. At first I thought it was Gallows, because Gallows already gets red in the face when he wrestles. So I just saw
hot, okay?
I thought it was Gallows. Like, what did Gallows do to bleed? Is this like Rhino a couple weeks ago where he was just bleeding out of nowhere? No, I look over. Kofi's got a full-on, straight-up crimson mask. Like, nobody's ever bled like that on. Like, nobody's bled out like that on Raw in a long time.
But it wasn't like intentional.
It wasn't intentional, but like.
I mean, no, Roman's was a blood packet. Because remember there was that video of Byron like passing Roman the blood packet.
Yeah. Whenever
Triple H was attacking him before Mania. Where like they wrote Roman off TV for 4 weeks so he didn't get booed in Brooklyn, Philly, all the like. I think it was like Chicago, Brooklyn, Philly. Like, it was 3 super hardcore cities in a row.
But now, New Day won, and now they're up to, because that was day 401, right?
That was day 400.
That was day 400.
Or 399
so
or something like that.
So this goes up on Sunday. That'll be day 407, 406.
Maybe like 405, 406, 407. One of those three.
From Monday was 400 to Sunday be 406.
Yeah.
So they'll, and I think
the record's like 480 something.
The record is 472 or 473.
So they could drop it at Mania.
It'll be it could be before that because I was looking at somebody else, and I think that comes up around the December pay-per-view. So they would either drop it
TLC.
there. If it comes up to there, if they've already broke it by then, they might lose there. If not, maybe the Rumble.
Yeah.
What if one of the New Day wins the Rumble?
And that's how they break up. It's going to be Xavier winning it.
Like Xavier or like maybe Big E?
Xavier tosses out Big E. It comes down to the New Day in the last three.
Do you remember like one of the first episodes of SmackDown Live? One of the Usos tried to eliminate the other one, and they laughed it off.
Yeah, and then he was like, "Yeah, I didn't," and now they're both heel.
One should have turned heel on the other one, and Bayley versus the middle schooler.
Bayley won.
Usually, I'm not a big fan of just random tag matches because tag matches to me are kind of boring.
Yeah.
But I like this one. It was Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann versus Drew Gulak and Lince Dorado.
Lince Dorito. Anyway.
Lince Dorito. I always almost call Drew Gulak Gulag.
I don't like Alexander's music. It's too quiet.
I like it because it's got a build. It's got a build to it.
Yeah, but he comes out before the build.
He does.
Like, he should wait.
But I also don't like builds because I don't like superstars just sitting in the back for 20 seconds. Like except Rollins.
I'm about to say you like Rollins.
I like Rollins' works for some reason.
You like Triple H's. He kind of sits in the back for a minute.
Not really. Like maybe 5 seconds.
I'm trying to think.
Like after like the second riff, he's already on the.
So
ramp.
You don't like Cena's entrance?
I mean, yeah, it's okay. Like the older guys always seem to pull it off, but Kevin Owens kind of comes out like right when his music starts.
Did you like Owens' entrance?
I like the camera.
Yeah,
the camera
where they start from behind him and then
where they start at Gorilla and then fall him from Gorilla.
One time I want to see like Vince like back there by accident.
He's like, "Get me off camera, damn it!"
Okay, Napa. Who won? Cedric.
Who
Alexander.
do you think? Cedric and Swann. Those two are gonna go. Like those two are gonna be on win streaks, whether they're in tag teams or.
So apparently, Gulak or whatever his name is going to be an enhancement talent for the cruiserweights.
How old is he?
Like 30 something.
That's old.
Essentially, it's a paycheck.
Pretty much. What was he doing before?
Indies.
Like not even like ROH or anything.
I don't think so, but he's pretty much gonna go out there and lose every week.
So he's like Curtis Axel.
Yeah.
Or what used to be Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas went from being the squash to being the squasher. Which he was also not on this week. Him, Strowman, and Nia.
They didn't have room. 3 hours, but they couldn't fit everyone.
3 hours of nothing. It's these cruiserweights, man.
It's ridiculous that it's a 3-hour show and they can't figure out how to include guys
But we got Cesaro and Sheamus versus Cutler and Williams. What? Jay Cutler, what? Then Michael Cole made a Jay Cutler reference. Like, hopefully he's better than Jay Cutler. Shut up, Michael Cole.
I mean, Cutler isn't that great.
Well, neither was this Cutler. Is he related to the Cutler that's on NXT?
It might have been him.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it wasn't? But anyway, Cesaro and Sheamus won.
I think Steve Cutler is the one on NXT.
And then TJ Perkins had an interview. He said wrestling on Raw is a dream of his. So it's a damn good thing that SmackDown didn't get the cruiserweights. Some weird in-ring segment between Charlotte and Dana Brooke.
Yep.
Wow.
Perkins v. Nice. We're back to the cruiserweights. Back to the real show.
So wait, did they have the cruiserweight match? And then... No, then they had Raw. I mean, then they had Sheamus and Cesaro, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I was making sure they didn't do the
and then they had Charlotte, the Charlotte in-ring.
Well, I was just making sure they didn't do the purple ropes and then the red and then the purple. Like, you could have just done the cruiserweights back to back. See, I thought that they were gonna. I thought what they were gonna do is give the second hour of the show to the cruiserweights, because the second hour kicked off with the cruiserweights.
I think Tony Nese is gonna be enhancement too.
Yeah, probably. I still like TJ Perkins.
But I mean, compared to everybody else, TJ Perkins is gonna go over everybody.
So I know you like submission finishes, but do you think every wrestler kind of needs that one finish that doesn't have to be a submission?
Not necessarily.
So they can...
Like, Bret Hart didn't really have a...
I thought he did.
I mean, he did a pile driver every now and then, but everybody in the Hart family did a fucking pile driver. We all know Owen did. Steve Austin knows it really well.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't remember that.
I hate these pile drivers.
He doesn't remember it. It's okay. But TJP ends up getting the victory.
I like the knee bar. I like the knee bar. I like real moves. I like real submissions.
Mm-hmm.
I like the cross arm breaker, like
the Anaconda Vice,
Kimura, the Kimura, and the knee bar,
and the Brock Lock. That he thankfully has not used.
He's too busy suplexing anybody.
I want to see someone in like the UFC attempt like a sharpshooter. It'd be funny as hell.
Yeah, like his opponent's like, "What are you doing? Stop! This is mildly inconvenient."
Or like use like the STF.
Hits him with a Boston Crab. Okay, Boston Crab kind of hurts.
The Lion Tamer would really hurt.
Yeah, he's got your freaking knee in your neck. Yeah, that kind of hurts.
I'm trying to think like someone use like the Mandible Claw.
So now we got the highlight reel.
With Kevin Owens.
Jericho puts the cameraman on his list for not getting his right angle. This list of Jericho thing is my favorite.
Jericho honestly has to be one of the greatest of all time. Just because he can constantly like reinvent his character.
He's been the same quote unquote character.
But he keeps adding stuff like the stupid idiot, or
when he came back in 2008 and was wearing suits.
That and then
he was like a conniving businessman.
What was the thing he added whenever he came back to face Punk?
That was the light bright jacket.
The light bright jacket, and then he also came back wearing the trunks, right?
Yeah, that's when he also swapped the trunks.
Again. I thought didn't he wear trunks with the Big Show?
No.
Jericho or whatever?
No. I think he had the code, like those code breaker tights I always really liked.
I'm going to Google it.
That might have been like, because that would have been like in 2009.
Yeah.
So he might have swapped the trunks by then.
Yeah, I want to see.
I don't know what.
Yeah, he's in trunks.
What makes people swap like that? Like,
I don't know. Ziggler did it.
Like,
Ziggler went from like the boy shorts to.
I hate boy shorts. Nobody should ever.
They look so weird.
Nobody should ever wear boy shorts. Either trunks or tights. Pick one, buddy. You can't
jorts.
Or do the Zack Ryder thing where one half is boy shorts and the other half are tights.
What about jorts?
Okay, Cena.
I mean, Jeff Hardy wrestled in cargo pants.
Those look cool, though.
I think he still wrestles in cargo pants.
I mean, so does Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy wore tights for a little bit. Near the end of his WWE run.
Erase.
Erase. But then Seth music hits, comes out. Then security somehow just now shows up. But that means security guards, they could have just block the entrance. Have you seen Gorilla Position? It's not that big of an area.
They could have just stood in front of the curtain.
Literally two of them could have stood in front of the curtain because that's how much room there is in between the desk and the curtain.
Or God forbid they get several wrestlers that actually care about Rollins' health.
Or God forbid Michael Hayes takes up the whole door. He's like 6'5",
Just have Hunter and Michael Hayes stand there.
Yeah, like you don't even need Hunter. You just need Michael Hayes. Like Michael Hayes is still a kind of scary looking dude in person. I bet he looks intimidating. He looks like a bouncer. Michael Hayes.
He really does.
He looks like a bouncer. Like he's like, you go through this curtain, I'm kicking your ass out of the arena. Stop looking at the TV.
I'm sorry.
Look over here. We got Enzo and Cass coming out. And Jericho. I like the Santa Claus.
Yeah. He's like, what did he say?
I'm going to go there and sit on your lap.
And then Cass was like, what?
What did you say? Nothing. No. You said something.
No, I didn't, you stupid idiot.
I have like a whole gift set of that on my Tumblr. Like that whole exchange. That just reminds me of the Raw we were at. The Appleton. The Big Apple.
Yeah. I like the fact that we were a part of that Raw. Because that was, from what we could tell, that was the first ever stupid idiot chant.
Yeah.
It was Appleton.
The Big Apple.
Also, the dark match was apparently the first match Rollins had wrestled since his injury.
Since tearing his ACL. That was also when Dean Ambrose proclaimed that he would fight aliens.
And a polar bear.
And what else he said? He said like the Loch Ness Monster or some shit. He said something weird like that.
Were we at the Raw, or was it the next Raw where he blatantly like told Rollins and Roman like
it would have been the next Raw because Roman and Rollins weren't on our Raw except for the dark match.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I remember sitting through the entire thing and I kept looking at my phone. I was like, Raw's over in 5 minutes and they haven't put the champion on TV.
But we had Cena multiple times, like 4 times. We heard AJ Styles' music, I think 4 separate times.
No, I know we got his pyro twice.
But we heard that music a lot.
I'm fine with that. It's a good song.
I don't want no. You hated it.
I hate that song, but I like AJ, so
they don't want none.
They don't want none. They run scared because they don't really want none.
It's not DMX, by the way. It sounds like DMX. X did not give that to him. But anyway, that led to a tag team match playa because Teddy Long's back. It really wasn't that long of a match. These main events for Raw have not been going very long. Eyes here. Eyes on the screen. Eyes on me.
There's nothing on the screen. I know what's on the screen.
Don't look at me.
Anyway, Enzo ate a powerbomb. 1, 2, 3. KO and Jericho win.
That was devastating. You should not be hitting powerbombs on Enzo. Enzo should be competing in the Cruiserweight division. Enzo should be jobbing out to TJ Perkins right now.
From what everyone's saying is like they might not be including current talent in the...
That's bullshit.
So like Neville won't be added to it.
That's bullshit.
Which, by the way, how long has it been since Neville's been on TV? Remember whenever everyone said at SummerSlam, like, don't worry about Neville because he's being put on the pre-show, which means they have something lined up for him. And then he hasn't been on Raw since.
They ain't got none.
Oh, well, e-wrestling news. I haven't seen this website in a long time.
This one is even written by Ryan Clark, so I don't like it. Our good friend of the show, Ryan Clark.
This is Steelers safety. Former Steelers safety,
Steelers safety. Can't play at Mile High.
I feel like I'm not going to be able to put much input in this one because I think I fast-forwarded through like 80% of the show.
Why? SmackDown's so good.
I had to work, and I forgot about it.
Is this last week's? It is. Why is this last week's? God damn it. Anyway, let's just blow through SmackDown anyway, because there's really only one thing we really need to talk about. Oh, 2 things. There's 2 things only 2 things we really need to talk about. That's Kurt Hawkins and Kurt Hawkins. That's the only thing I want to talk about. I want to talk about Kurt Hawkins. Next podcast is all Kurt Hawkins for 2 hours. We're going 2 hours. We're going to talk about Kurt Hawkins and about his huge announcement that he's got next week.
His huge announcement is that he's not going to debut next week.
His huge announcement is like, I'm going to TNA. I quit. I'm replacing myself with this guy, Shelton Benjamin.
Okay, and I do want to say one thing about like a theory that I saw, or not really a theory, but I thought it was pretty good because they said that Becky Lynch came out for her match, but then Bliss attacked her. Someone said like her opponent was going to be Eva Marie, so like Bliss delayed her debut even more. Because I think it's been 30 days at this point.
Eva's stuck in traffic. Well, she was on the same suspension as Paige, and Paige's suspension is up, so...
But Paige hasn't been on Raw.
Paige is also hurt.
Del Rio's suspension is up. Where's he at?
You mean Alberto El Patron? He was still in the 2K commercial.
That was hilarious.
He just showed up, and we're just...
We were all like, what?
All of us in the watch party are like,
what?
Hey Del Rio.
Remember whenever I told you like Dean Ambrose was going to be like in a back alley somewhere?
Yeah, and he was.
Then, like they immediately cut to the back alley and Ambrose was throwing some dude in a dumpster.
I want to know who he was throwing in the dumpster. Probably that Cutler guy.
AJ.
Or James Ellsworth. James Ellsworth should be like DLC. Oh, he's going to be the first community creation. He's James Ellsworth.
Can they make that chin?
I mean... I'll have to show you Steven Larson's because they got early access to the first 10 minutes.
I've seen a screenshot of it. It looks terrifying.
Power lunch. That's the greatest thing. Those guys are so funny.
Was there anything else good to happen on SmackDown besides? I mean, nothing else good. Dolph definitely did not cut like the promo of his entire career.
Like Dolph is reaching the end of his contract, and he's doing the best work he's ever done promo wise
Probably since he had the Money in the Bank.
Since he cut especially since he cut that promo on Dean. When he cut that promo on Dean that ended in the super kick.
Yeah. That was a really good promo. And then this one where he puts his career on the line for another shot at the IC title.
You know what was great?
Miz's reaction.
No, when the Miz was leaving, instead of like calling him being like Miz, Dolph called him Mike.
Well, I also like the fact that Ziggler was like, I'll put my career on the line. The Miz was like, wait. And then walked to the ring.
Oh, the no NXT, no sabbatical, no Raw. You're done.
So, okay, I see your question here.
Is Dolph gone for good?
Yeah. I mean, no, that's not my response. I was just saying, yeah, that's the question. Anyway.
Is he? Is he gone? Is after this? Because his contract expires in October.
See, I don't know. I feel like they're going to do this whole thing where if he re-signs before the pay-per-view, they'll give him the title, obviously. And if he doesn't, then they put him off TV.
They do the CM Punk thing where he wins and leaves. Except he actually goes to ROH and defends the title and loses to Jay Lethal, who then debuts on Raw, or SmackDown, I mean, comes over to SmackDown and loses again to Miz, and Jay Lethal's gone. It's like Matt Morgan.
So now we got rid of two people.
It's like Matt Morgan all over again, where Matt Morgan showed up for 2 months and then was gone.
But someone brought up a very good point.
Or James Storm. James Storm, that should be a better example.
Someone brought up a good point. If Dolph doesn't want to wrestle anymore and just go into acting, I guess.
He's not a very good actor, though.
He's decent.
He's not a very good actor.
The Rock wasn't good at the beginning either.
I mean, I like the Scorpion King.
But someone brought up the good point that The Miz and Dolph Ziggler in real life are really good friends.
They're really good friends. Well, they're both Cleveland guys.
So it would make sense if Dolph wants Miz to retire him.
I mean, there were rumors that Dolph would retire.
Imagine the heat Miz would have if he wins and retires Dolph Ziggler, especially if he cheats to do it.
I don't think he'll cheat. I
think it'll be clean?
I think this will be either a clean win for Ziggler or a clean win for The Miz. I think this is going to be in a steel cage.
I think it's going to be a dirty one for Ziggler.
That'd be so desperate. He's so desperate. He's like, I need this win. I need my career. I need to put food on the table for the family I don't have.
And then we have another run with Miz's face.
I don't know if I go that far. Is he the protege of Ric Flair again?
Yes.
I mean, he broke out the figure 4 at was it Backlash or was it the last week on SmackDown?
I don't remember, but I know he's done it recently.
He busted it out on Ziggler. He busted out that figure 4. I think it was at Backlash.
And then we had the main event of SmackDown, which was a title match.
This is actually a lot of fun.
Actually, I watched most of this match. It was
not Dolph Ziggler. AJ Styles. I can't get my mind off Dolph, man.
The face that runs the place, AJ Styles, versus the Kingpin, Dean Ambrose.
I got Dolph on my mind.
With Cena at ringside, which everyone knew.
John Cena is the greatest commentator. Can we fire David Otunga? Did David Otunga ever? He got to tell a Rikishi story, right?
This week, finally.
After getting cut off.
Because Morrow asked him about it. Whenever he was looking, I was
they should have interrupted him. They should have been like, that's cool, David. That's fine.
Or JBO should have interrupted him.
Let me tell you something, David.
But, I mean, everyone knew that Cena was obviously going to get involved, right? Hopefully.
Yeah.
And originally he messed with AJ, and...
Well, to be fair, AJ messed with him first.
Yeah. But then, Dean got a roll-up, and would have been a 3 count, I guess.
Had Cena not...
Distracted the ref for 3 seconds. And then Dean got out...
3's all you need, man.
And then Dean got out and punched Cena in the face and got back in the ring. And was he rolled up for the... Yeah, because he grabbed his pants.
Yeah, he grabbed the jeans. I thought they were going to say he grabbed the tights.
It's not tights. But...
I hate tights, bro. I want to see Dean in tights.
I think he wrestled in trunks in FCW.
Yeah, but I want to see him sporting the long tights or boy shorts.
I don't think you want to do that.
He should wear boy shorts.
I do want to talk about on Talking Smack how they keep referencing that he's dating Renee Young as they keep messing with Renee Young about it.
Yeah. like they never really flat out say it.
Yeah.
It's just kind of there.
Like, I feel like...
That's the best kind.
I feel like Talking Smack is kind of like for the... I wouldn't say hardcore fans, but like...
It's for the... Like, it's like SmackDown's third hour. Except I don't even think it's an hour. I think it's like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like... That's what Raw should have, is a post-show. Instead of a third hour.
2 hours and then use the... They have the freaking Raw pre-show. Just move that to the post-show.
I mean, they both have pre-shows.
SmackDown has a pre-show?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I believe so.
I don't watch it.
They have a pre and post show.
I don't watch either.
I don't watch either either. I only watch the pay-per-view pre-shows because it's for the watch party, and we really don't even watch it.
Yeah. But I think that's it for recapping this week, right?
Yeah, we have the main event. Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, SummerSlam 2002.
Shit match.
It's the greatest match ever.
Not really. It was actually a really fucking good match.
Brutal.
It was an incredibly brutal match, and then Triple H... Was that real blood?
I believe so.
Because Shawn's wasn't real, obviously. Because
Yeah, well, you can see the cut.
Oh, well, then Shawn's blood...
I just don't think it was deep.
I say Shawn's blood clots really fast. Then
It just wasn't deep. Like, and I don't think neither of those were blades either.
Hunter just cut too deep.
Neither of those were blades. Both of those were like legit bust opens. Dude,
Yeah.
Like, Shawn's was from the chair shot. Was Hunter's from the chair shot? From a chair shot, or was his from the trash can?
It was a Sweet Chin Music chair hit.
Oh, that's what it was.
He kicked the chair into Hunter's face.
Yeah, and Triple H didn't get his hand up in time. Hit him right in the face, right in the forehead. Which they had done that spot earlier in the pay-per-view even. Taker did that to Test, and Test sold it like a fucking champ.
Whatever happened to Test?
He died.
Okay, you being legit, or you just...
Yeah.
Okay.
He died in 2008.
Well, that's your response to half the questions I ask.
He had a slight comeback in 2008 with the reformed ECW. He did that for a little bit. I don't think he died while he was under WWE contract. I think he quit or got released and then died. What are you looking at me for?
I don't know.
Don't look at me. Tess is dead.
All right, well, let's get back to the main event.
Tess is part of the main event.
Why
Tess
was
is
there a
leaving.
ref?
There shouldn't have been a ref. Why was it Earl Hebner? Like the senior official at the time.
Also, the whole thing where Hebner got in Triple H's face was pretty great.
That was the best part.
I was really hoping he'd come back later in the match, Hunter hit the pedigree and then went for the cover, and Hebner counted the first two but didn't count the three or something.
Like when The Rock was a special guest ref for one of those matches, he's like 1, 2. It doesn't matter if The Rock counts to 3.
But anyway, overall, I'd give it 4.5.
It's a 4.5. It's definitely it's one of my favorites. Like I told you before that I've watched that match a bunch of times. I've watched that whole pay-per-view. We need to sit down and just watch that pay-per-view because that pay-per-view is amazing. It's Rey Mysterio's first pay-per-view
In WWE.
in WWE. It has The Undertaker single-handedly taking care of the Un-Americans and having the most American celebration he could have.
Would you say he's a real American?
Fights for the rights of every man. He doesn't have racist tirades though, and he doesn't sue Gawker.
Yet.
If The Undertaker has a racist rant, I might kill myself. I can't handle the
Did
Undertaker.
you grow up in Texas?
So?
Everyone in Texas is racist. Everyone knows that.
Are you saying Shawn Michaels is also a racist?
Yes. Everyone who grew up in Texas is a
I don't know what you're
racist.
talking about. Rick Perry is a saint.
Andy Dalton, racist. Nick Foles, racist.
Racist.
Drew Brees, racist.
Who was it? Was Riley Cooper from Texas?
No, I think he's from Atlanta.
That's just as bad.
Or, I know he went to Florida, so...
Are we done offending everybody?
Yes, I think so.
Do you have any more racial remarks that you want to make?
I never said
Brother?
racial remarks.
Brother? Don't work yourself into a shoot, brother.
Did Jerry Jones grow up in Texas?
No, he's from Arkansas, I think. Close enough. That's pretty racist.
Whatever.
He probably banged his sister.
Wow. See, I didn't go that far, guys. I just
Confirmed.
said every. See, but here's the thing. I don't even
Confirmed.
like people in Texas because y'all are all either Cowboys or Longhorns fans.
Not even.
Well, I don't like any of the Texas teams. TCU, hate them. I only hate TCU.
Have you been to Dallas? Dallas is probably the most mixed I've ever seen.
But still, I don't like.
That's why like Cowboys home games don't count as home games.
Anyway, yeah, I'm done.
Oh, I didn't announce next week's main event is Eddie Guerrero versus Brock Lesnar. No Way Out 2004.
Okay.
It's considered to be one of Eddie Guerrero's best moments.
All right then.
So make sure you guys keep up with that.
Does he take Brock to Suplex City?
He might. He probably hits him with the Three Amigos at one point.
Does Brock take him to Suplex City?
I would imagine it's kind of Brock Lesnar. That's always been his thing a little bit. Not as much back then.
We only went an hour?
We were close to an hour because we blew through Raw or we blew through SmackDown.
Yeah.
We were almost at an hour going through Raw. I was just like, we're going to be here forever. But thankfully,
you had pulled up the wrong recap for SmackDown.
To be honest, I just wanted to blow through SmackDown. It's only a 2-hour show anyway. But anyway, that's it for this week. We'll see you guys next week.